Hello and welcome. In this tutorial, we want to focus on discussion forum. A discussion forum is a very important tool in your online course because it provides students a platform or a space where they can interact asynchronously. The asynchronous nature is that students can log in at different times and make contributions to the discussion forum. The next steps, let's look at how to add a discussion forum. And please note, you can even restrict a discussion forum to a specific group. You can also be able to grade or rate a discussion forum. You're going to see this in the settings as we are setting up the discussion forum. To set up the discussion forum, make sure that you turn editing on. So let me go to my template course. When you're in your course, turn editing on so that your course is in editing mode. Proceed to the very specific topic or section of your course where you want to add the forum and click add an activity or resource in that particular space. In the activity and resource chooser, select the option forum. You'll be expected to put in the forum setting. The first one is the name of the forum. So my forum is week 3 discussion. Which is on adaptive learning. In the description, I can actually put in the theme of the discussion. So this week's forum, we will focus on discussing adaptive learning, identifying students' learning styles to facilitate adaptive content design and adaptive assessment. The next important setting is the forum type. There are different types of forum types, and the type of forum that you choose depends on the objective of use. A standard forum for general use and a standard forum displayed in a block-like format allows students to be able to post severally and reply to each other. So the student is able to post severally into the forum and also be able to reply to different other students within the forum. The Q&A forum restricts such that a student cannot be able to read discussion forums unless they have posted themselves. So they must first post into the forum before they're allowed to actually read other participants' posts. You can restrict, especially if you have very large classes, you can use this forum type where each person can only make one forum post. Unlike the standard forum and for general use and standard forum displayed in blog-like format and Q&A, the students can post severally, so they can post more than once. But in this case, each person posts one discussion means that you are only allowed to make one forum post. So this is very useful in instances where you have very large classes and you may want to limit the number of forum responses, especially if you are grading the contributions. Then there's a single simple discussion where you are the one who initiates and students can only reply to the forum initiated by the instructor. So once you have identified the forum type that is suitable, depending on the way you have designed your learning activity, you can go and set the availability. So you can actually be able to set timelines within which students can post in the discussion forum. Discussion forums allow students to be able to attach a document which may be supporting their contribution. So you can actually be able to set the size and the number of attachments that are allowed, and you can even allow it to display the word count. Let me go to another important setting, which is rating. So you may want to grade the discussions. So if you intend to grade the contributions the students are making, you can actually be able to put the ratings and identify the rating options that best suits your scenario of activities. So if you select average ratings, what this does is that if you are using a standard forum for general use or any forum type that allows students to be able to post more than once, so you may have rated each of the posts So in this way, the system will will carry out an average of the ratings and then put it into the gradebook. The count of ratings will count the number of times they have posted. Maximum rating will pick the highest among the many ratings that you have given to the students. Minimum rating will actually pick the lowest of the ratings that you have provided to the students. And sum of rating will actually add or sum up all the ratings for the posts that the student has made based on how you have rated them. So they will sum them up and then add that information in the gradebook. I usually prefer the average ratings, especially if I am allowing a student to make more than one post. You're going to rate in terms of points, and you can indicate how many points you will rate each post by. There's some factors that you can consider when you are determining how to rate a student's post. So you can look at number one, you can award some points for a learner who has posted in the forum, and you can award some points for quality of the post. Quantity, if you're looking at the quantity of the post, so maybe you can give a learner 1 point for having posted, maybe 10 points for relevance, another 5 points for quality, and another maybe 4 points for quantity in terms of how much they have posted. So you can actually be able to come up with a rating guide for your discussion forums, which will guide you as you're rating the students' contributions. You can be able to restrict access to a forum by a group. So in case you have groups and you may want students who are members of a group to actually contribute to the forum, you can set it to any group. In some cases, you may want students who are from one specific group to be able to post in the forum, only those particular group members, so you can actually select the specific group. Okay, so you can actually be able to add restriction to a discussion forum by group, so that it is either any group member can post, but as they are posting, depending on whether it is separate or visible groups. So if it is separate groups, the students can only see discussion posts from members within the same group. So if it is visible groups, they are able to see contributions or discussion contributions by members from other group members. So this is determined by the grouping setting that you had put up in your course settings. Please refer to the video on course settings for more information on this. Now, you must you may want the system to track the student's completion of this task. And note that we recommend that you use this particular third option, show activity as complete when conditions are met. Then you specify the condition. Given that this is a discussion forum, you may want that students must post a discussion or reply for the system to certify that they have completed this activity. Remember, the activity completion is what generates the students' attendance of the course. So as you set the activity completion, keep in mind that this information is actually being used by the system to generate a class attendance register. So when you're setting up an activity, please do put up the activity completion and put the condition that is corresponding to the type of activity. So in this case, because it is a discussion forum, the students are expected to post or reply, or you may want the student must create a post, and they must create a post, and you have the odd option of, in case they reply, it's still okay. Yeah, so these particular conditions then will be able to enable the system determine whether a student has satisfied the completion conditions and mark their register on the system. So once you have set up the forum settings, you can save and display or save and return to course. So those are the steps of setting up your forum. So in my course, I had actually set up separate groups in my settings. So you see, it gives me an opportunity to actually be able to filter discussions by group members, or even create a discussion post specifically to a given group, so that that particular discussion can only be viewed by students who are in a given group. So it gives a lot of flexibility in terms of the facilitation of your course, especially if you're using groups. So in this second part of the forum tutorial, let's look at how to make a discussion post. And while we're doing so, we want to ensure that the discussion post is only visible by students of a given group. To do this, click the add. Of course, you have to open your discussion forum. Then within the discussion forum, you will get this button, add discussion topic. In the add discussion topic, you put in the title of your discussion. So in my case, I want to give this discussion specifically to Group Eagle. So Group Eagle discussion on adaptive learning. So in my message, I'll type in the actual forum contribution. So dear Team Eagle, contribute to the various approaches used in approaches used in identifying learner needs. Then I sign off, regards. So this is the discussion topic, but I want it to be specifically for group members of Team Eagle. So in the advanced tab or the advanced button, I can actually now select the group. So this discussion will only be viewed by students who are in Group Eagle. Okay. Always it's good to pin your post, which means anytime the students have contributed to the forum, that your forum post will always be at the top. So it will always be the first forum post that the students view before they are able to read the other participants' contributions. So it's always good to pin. Okay, you can allow for the forum post notifications to actually be delayed a bit. So send forum post notifications with no editing time delays. But usually when students post in a forum, they're given a certain time period within which they are able to edit their forum posts. Okay. You may want to post a copy to all groups, but in this case, because I don't want all group members to actually view this post, I will select the group members whom I want them to view this post. So in some instances, you may be giving different activities to different group members, and you may also want their discussions to be around a given thematic area for a given group. So this is a way that you can do it. You can actually be able to restrict a forum post by group. Then click post to forum. So once you do this, you notice that the forum discussion will only be viewed by students from Group Eagle, and this particular pin means my forum post is pinned. It will always be appearing at the top. So the students click on it, the first forum post they'll be able to view is the instructor's post, and then they're able to reply to that particular post.